Hello Starfielders and welcome back. This is Emily's Game and I just want to use this opportunity to announce some of the updates that I have heard to you if you've not heard them. The first update that is a highlighted update from Bethesda, the introduction of DLSS support for our computers in Starfield. Apparently this was something that just didn't work before. I honestly wasn't familiar with it. And for those of you that don't know what DLSS support is, DLSS is deep learning supersampling. It taps into the power of a deep learning neural network to boost frame rates and generate beautiful, sharp images for your games. It samples multiple lower resolution images and uses motion data and feedback from prior frames to reconstruct native quality images. So, I have not enabled mine yet. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to do so and show you how. As you can see, my DLSS is grayed out. VSync has to be turned off for DLSS to work, but we're going to turn it off. We're going to change our upscaling to DLSS, and we're going to change it to Ultra Performance because I actually have an RTX 3080 Ti card that, it should be able to perform beautifully. So, let's see what this does. Hopefully it doesn't crash my game. It's actually, my frame rates have dropped. It looks terrible. Oh, it's terrible. And my computer is screaming now. This may not work for me, which is depressing. Let's try auto. Let's see what that does. Okay, it's a little better. I can still see my frame rate worse than it was. And I can hear my, even with my headset on, I can hear my fans kicking back in on my video card. It does, I don't know, it looks good. I'll definitely put a before picture right here. I was looking at these guys' faces. So I will put a before picture here with their faces. But yeah, it is choppy. So I'm gonna just turn it off and make sure. We were on FSR2. Let's see how that feels. It's still weird. I don't know if you guys are picking that up in the recording or not, but it's like choppy. I believe that's my VSync being turned off. So I'm gonna leave it how it was, at least until I can figure out how to make it better. That looks so much better. So there's that. If you have DLSS ability on your video card and you want to try it, give it a shot. Let me know how it goes for you, if it's better or if it's worse. In my experience, it looked like it was so much worse. But I will continue to play with it myself and see if I cannot make that any better. The next fixes and improvements include number of memory-related issues and leaks are supposed to be addressed. I don't know if I'm experiencing those, but I guess we'll find out. Some GPU performance optimizations will be more impactful on higher-end cards. Improved render threading model, improving CPU usage most notably on higher-end systems. Various stability and performance improvements. I've not really had a lot of issues with performance or even stability. I've had several crashes, but I'm 99% certain that my issues are Steam related, because during every crash Steam actually closes and performs an update as I bring it back up. So I don't know that it's game related. The only game related issue I had was early on, maybe 30 hours in, where my game just kept crashing just all of a sudden constantly, and it turned out to be my graphics driver. Rolling it back to another version actually fixed the issue. If you have issues, you could try that until the beta comes into production, because this update is just a beta update at this moment. I did activate it myself just to test. Update's not supposed to release for a little while yet, so I did the beta just to test it out and let you guys know how well it worked for me. So far, I noticed no difference except for when I changed the DLSS settings. Otherwise, it's running just fine. It looks good. It looks as good as it did before, which I don't think it looked bad. Additional graphics updates included the issue of how ambient occlusion appeared in ultra-wide resolutions. I have not tried it on my ultra-wide screen yet because I almost prefer it on my my 24-inch. I don't know, it's easier to record from, so this is where I play it at. Optimized initial shader compilation that occurs on startup. Added the ability to adjust brightness and contrast in the display settings menu. Apparently you could not do that before. And the ability to adjust HDR brightness provided that the system supports it. So this is for Xbox and Windows 11 only. It also addressed a number of materials that could sometimes present an unintended pattern under certain conditions. Again, not something I've experienced. Fixed various visual issues related to the new FOV slider options. Improved the appearance of the eyes on crowd characters. And this update also addressed a number of minor visual issues related to lighting, shadows, terrain, and vegetation. I have noticed some vegetation lighting issues. It just doesn't look right, so the depth of clarity is just not there with some things. And as you can see, I'm looking at some vegetation now. It looks fine. I mean, I didn't notice it a lot before, but every now and then you'd be running through the woods or somewhere and you would see just something not quite right. So for gameplay updates, there was quite a few that are added that might help some of us, might not matter to any of us. We'll have to see how they do. One of them that I'm particularly kind of excited that they're adding is something that I thought about a while back, is when you come up to things, you used to not be able to use it. You could take it, and that was about it. The ability to eat food placed in the world has been added directly from where it's sitting, which is cool. So if I want to use, looks like medication, aids, or food, I can literally just hit R there and eat it. Before you had to pick it up and search it through your inventory to eat it. Well, now you can consume it right where it's at, which is hella cool. This goes for food and aid. As you can see, there's spaghetti carbonara on the ground there. Of course, you can't see it, it's upside down. I tried to drop it on the table, but I failed miserably. Anyways, you can consume it right where it's at, which is cool. Zipper bandages. Use them right where they're at. Awesome. Well, what about what others are carrying? I haven't tested this with a dead body yet. However...
what have you got for me?
Andresia's carrying an alien pie. I'd like to eat her alien pie. Okay, that came out really bad. I'd like to eat this and not just take it and search through it for it in my inventory, but apparently you cannot do that. You have to take it and then search your own inventory for it to eat it. So you cannot eat it directly out of a person. Now, what about out of a cabinet? Again, same issue. You can take it. You cannot consume it directly from this cabinet, unfortunately. Hopefully that would be something they add later, because it might be a nice thing to do here and there. It may not even matter. It's just something I thought would be nice, but what do I know? Other options that have been added with gameplay are the adjusted stealth to be a bit more forgiving. I've not actually used stealth, so I can't speak to this. There's an issue with Andresia that was fixed where her head would stay permanently cloaked. I've never seen that either. Now, I have seen where her weapon stayed cloaked. I believe that was in the Divided Loyalties episode. I focused on that for a second because I thought it was kind of interesting. I wasn't sure if that was a weapon she had or if that was a glitch. I never thought it was a glitch. Probably should have. There is an issue that has supposedly been fixed that prevents players from firing weapons. Again, I've not seen this. Another issue where some NPC could be seen not wearing clothes. I think I've seen this in the Red Tape episode. In the Colony of Cydonia, when I spoke with Trevor, some of the NPCs were just in their underwear, and I think I actually said, see folks, this is exactly how we should be working. Apparently it's not. That must have been the glitch, and this must have fixed it. Another issue fix is already in progress skill changes could stop progressing after reaching the Unity and starting a new game. I have not gotten to the Unity yet, so therefore I've not been able to do the new game plus part of this. I don't know when I'm going to get to that. I'm not in a hurry to get to that. I'm enjoying all the other things that are part part of Starfield. An issue has also been fixed that could temporarily prevent opening the inventory or saving after entering the Unity. Again, I've not experienced that. If anybody has, though, please let me know. If it's an issue for you and you want to try to fix it, opt in for the beta. A PC issue has been fixed where the mouse movement could be choppy. I have seen this. What I've seen more of, though, is my movement keys don't work. I thought I was having keyboard issues where I needed to replace my keyboard, and that's not the case. It's just randomly my D key stops working. I have that issue nowhere else. So, I don't think that correlates to this in any way. It would be fantastic if it did. Probably not, though. A rare issue has also been fixed that could cause the home ship to be lost. Fortunately, I have not experienced that. If you have, let me know, and let me know how bad that was for you. I can imagine a lot of inventory was lost during that. I don't know. That's the first I've actually heard of that. Obviously, they say it's a rare issue, so okay. Maybe it's not happened to anybody here that watches my episodes. And the last issue that was supposedly fixed is where the ship services technician might be missing. I did see him missing one time, and when I went to walk away, I saw him walking back towards his post, so I didn't think he was missing. I don't know what that was about, but maybe that was part of that. Again, I don't necessarily know that that was an issue for me. It probably was for some of you. So, this is probably the most important updates for most of you, as it might be for me, is quest updates. I've actually had a couple of issues where I have a few episodes I want to post that I cannot finish. I'm actually have tempted one of them to just post it with the issue because it was a really cool episode. I think a lot of you might actually enjoy the storyline of that episode like I did. The first quest mentioned that is fixed is All That Money Can Buy. There's a rare issue where players couldn't sit during the negotiation with Musgrove. I don't remember that I've done that quest, so if you have, leave a comment. Let me know how that turned out for you, and if you were unable to finish it. Check out the beta. Now, one thing I want to say about the beta is, if you load the beta, and you test it out, and you do your gameplay there, those saves will not carry back over to the regular game. Just fair warning. Anything you do there could potentially be lost, so only use it for testing purposes. I would wait to continue gameplay until the beta has been fully released, just for safety. I'd hate for anybody to lose their saved game. The next quest that is mentioned of having fixed is Blast Zone. There was an issue where the hard rocks that need to be cleared out by the player will not appear on Nagata Tate's land. Again, that's not a quest I've done. Let me know if that's one that's affected you. Echoes of the Past. There was an issue where Grloba Queen could sometimes not be reachable during the objective to secure the shuttle bay. I don't recall doing that one as well. Eye of the Storm. There was an issue where players' quest progression could potentially be blocked due to a missing docking prompt. I think I've done Eye of the Storm, but I don't think I had the issue. Again, let me know if you've seen that or not. Grunt Work had an issue where progress could appear to be blocked if Supra et Ultra was completed while returning to the lodge during High Price to Pay. I did complete Grunt Work, and I did also not have that issue. So please let me know how you fare on that quest as well. The No Sudden Moves quest, there was an issue that could prevent the entrance door to the scow ship from being opened again. I didn't have that issue as well. I did reboard that ship, and I did re-loot it again, and no problems with that on my end. This is one that I'm actually currently having trouble with. Unfortunately, the fix that they have put here does not address the issue I am having. Operation Starseed. They report that an issue where a key is needed to exit the facility could sometimes not be present. I've not quite gotten into the facility yet. I've done the first portion of the facility. There's a second portion that I have not gone back into because in my quest, after I've gained the code to actually enter the second half of the facility, you're supposed to go back and speak with the residents about what to do next. My issue is the residents I need to speak to are locked behind doors that I cannot open no matter what I've tried, they stay behind those doors. I've even tried to aggro the citizens to try to lure them out, and they will not come out of those doors. So I'm stuck on that quest. I think that is a hella cool quest. I would love to finish it. I may just post what I've got so far and update it later if I'm ever able to finish the quest. It's 3 episodes long for me, which they're pretty long. So anyway, I'd love to know if any of you have finished Operation Starseed, and I'd love to know how many of you have the same issue I have. I know others online have had it, and some have found fixes. I have not. The next quest is Sabotage. There's an issue where David Barron could potentially not be found by players. I don't think I've done that quest. Short-Sighted quest had an issue where players could rarely become control locked while speaking with Vladimir. Not sure what that means. Don't think I have done Short-Sighted. It doesn't sound familiar to me. I've spoken with Vladimir a lot. Never had control lock issues. And finally, the Heart of Mars. I just did this one. I was debating whether or not to post it because of how ridiculous it is. I probably will anyway because of how ridiculous it is. There's an issue where players might not be able to mine the Heart of Mars. I had no trouble getting the Heart of Mars. I did, however, think it was a little bit crazy that quest exists or how long it took. Hopefully you'll find out soon when I get that edited and posted. That's all I've seen so far from these updates. If you have any questions or comments about those, I'd love to try and help you out with those. If you have any quests you're also stuck on that aren't mentioned in the updates, let me know. I'm curious. It seems some people have the issues, some people don't. I'd love to know what my viewers have seen. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this is insightful to some of you. I hope this helps most of you if you are stuck or needing help. I hope you take the time to like and subscribe to my channel. I really thank you guys for sticking around and hearing about these updates. As I hear more, I will post more. Don't forget to like and subscribe and come back for more. Watch my other episodes. I've got several coming out this week, and I have many already out. So please feel free to check those out and let me know what you think. Definitely engage with me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see what you guys are up to and what you've learned. Is there any tips you can help me out with that you've seen me stuck with in videos? Anyway, love you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will catch you in my next episode. Take care.